Can you believe COVID's got me drinking instant coffee? Because my Keurig is still broke. It ain't so bad though. I got some Cafe Bustelo. Thank you, Cafe Bustelo. Welcome back to Brittany and a Quarantine. No, but for real, thank you for coming back to my channel. It's Brittany in the Morning. I know I've been a little dormant in the last month. You know, when you're in the house all the time, you run out of things to do or say. But, you know, it's quarantine. I wanted to put this in my quarantine series, a tutorial on what I'm doing or things that I've been forced to do because of quarantine. And it's kind of, you know, sometimes if you think about it, you might have needed quarantine to see that you have other skills or things that you can do to save you money. Like, my people know homegirl don't have the extra flow of funds, and I had to budget really tight to be able to get my nails in every month. So quarantine has forced me to do my own nails. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how I got this here glittery, nice little nails. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I have found that I've learned to do. As you can see, I'm in full quarantine here and all. I might be able to do another tutorial for you coming up on my hair, because I have new styles of hair that I'm going to be doing by myself and not having somebody else do. But I think quarantine in a weird way has become a motivator. You find things to do, you find skills. Like, for example, I crocheted this nice here queen size blanket in a week. It was hard. I put in some hours, some late night hours. But the thing is, it's like I finished a project. I've never really finished a crochet project that was big and that I liked to the point of finishing it to the end. So this was like a quarantine accomplishment. So my nails, another quarantine accomplishment. Now, as you'll see later in the video, it was a little wonky on this here left hand, but you know, surprisingly, I took my time, but I can go outside and be okay. I mastered pedicures. So I bought a couple foot masks that I can later review for you if you would like. If you would like to see a review on the foot masks that I use, please comment below. I can do a video on that as well. But quarantine times are crazy. And before we get into the tutorial on my nails, which is not the best tutorial, I'm letting you know now, don't judge me. I threw it together real quick, okay? It can be seen as a rough time. I mean, personally, I have not been working a full-time job, and I've been okay, but I'm really strong in my faith and know that I will make it through, and I have a really great support system. But in quarantine, I found a lot of blessings. Blessings to know I just saved myself $40 a month from one $40 purchase. Or I've been able to sit down and evaluate myself. Like, I noticed things with my body that I have ignored in the past, and I'm doing things like I've gotten some, I've done research into vitamins that I think will benefit me. I've found different ways of eating that I think will benefit me. Just different things that I think quarantine had to sit me down to realize. And so now it's like my hair and my nails, like I can do it myself. I can make projects. I can do freelance work online. You know, I don't have to go out of my home to do a side gig. I can do it from home. Like, just things that I've done before and that I've had to do within my hustle. I am still that hustler, but I hustle a little bit different. And it's been very enlightening. So with that said, I'll move into my little tutorial. I had acrylic nails for the last year or two. Working at a grocery store, I found that acrylic nails were better than dip powder, because I would crack the dip powder or my nails wouldn't maintain. But I have since changed careers, and so I'm able to maintain this, and I've been able to, you know, this is a wonderful money saving thing. And just to know I can do things on my schedule. I can do this every 2 weeks. I can change it if I want to. I can have the shape of nails that I want, because I so did a taper square coffin ballet slipper on my nails, and they be telling me, oh, your nails aren't long enough at the salon. So I'm gonna do what I want to do, because it's me at my house doing my own nails. So stay tuned. Also, if you have introductions, if you want to see anything on my channel, comment below. I'll be happy to see what I can do. All right, stick around. Thanks for watching. All right, so I already have my nails prepped and shaped to the desired shape, or close to my desired shape. Again, this is like new to me, but I think it's gonna keep me out of the nail salons and save me a lot of money in the future. So I have ordered Revel Nails manicure, French manicure set. I also ordered like a chunky glitter I'm not going to use today. But today's colors I'm going to use are Margot, which is a sparkly like light pink. And then the D73 Trisha dark pink. And Margot's number is D48. So I'm using these two. I have a kabuki brush to brush off the stuff. I have some files. I like to do like the 100 or higher grit to shape my nails. And then with the kit came the base, the activator, and the top coat. So I'm going to show you how I've so far have done it. I've only really done my nails once, and I kind of didn't like it, so I've redone them. This is like a redo, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So I start with the base, and I make sure that my nails are super clean. So I do brush off, since I just, you know, sanded them down a little bit and buffed them. You can use a drill. I do have a drill. I didn't use it for this step. I use it towards the end to not damage my nails, but I do use the buffer to just, you know, rough up my nail beds a little bit for traction. All right. And so what I do is I usually get this stuff stuck on my cuticles. So I try to not get too close to my edges of my cuticles, and I do very thin coats. And it's good to know if you have a fast drying or a slow drying. I wasn't as prepared. And I just dip, I hold it for a few seconds, and I bring it out. So then I usually, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do it, but I usually do all the nails. But you can kind of see I'm missing some spots, which is, it's totally fine. So then I take my brush, I let it harden a little bit, because you can still dent your stuff, your powder at this point. I brush off the excess, and just to make sure I got all the excess out, not on camera, I make sure that I go through, and I have very deep nail wells. So I brush the excess off, and then I go into around my cuticle and into my nail wells, and just get any excess powder off. And I do 4 layers total, so I'm gonna go in again. And there's different ways to dip it. I've seen it done a few ways, but you can see it's getting a nicer coat. But I do 4 for the thickness, because my nails, I am coming off of acrylics, so my nails are super thin. So I just want a little bit of a thicker nail so that I don't break them, because I am very hard on my nails. Let's go in here. Sorry if I'm out of frame. I just not used to working from this angle. And I go ahead one more time with this and dip it again into the Margot. So I do 3 layers of the Margot. And then to encapsulate it, I have not, like this set didn't come with the clear, but I've seen some other tutorials where they put a clear coat to encapsulate if you do like a design. But the pinks that came with this set, the light pink and this dark pink, are very translucent. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the dark pink as like to encapsulate, but it kind of gives it a nice color at the very end. So I can go ahead and with our base. Let me make sure I don't remember if I brushed this off or not. Okay. Go in with the base coat again. And this will be my 4th layer. And this one I do a little bit more on the edges because I didn't do it with the last, just to have like a finishing for when I file. All right, so the next step would be to do activator. The activator is what hardens it. And they say use this generously. So, and it's very thin. This is like the most potent of the items. And just be careful because wherever the powder and the base gets, that's where your powder will harden. So be mindful of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the remaining fingers. Okay, I have finished shaping my nails to the best that I could. Again, I am very beginner, so they are a little rough around the edges, but I'll live. This coat, I believe that on this hand, like, I rushed it a little bit, one, because I'm recording, but two, I think I went a little too thick with the base coats. So they got a little clumpy and spotty, and the powder didn't take as well. So it's very important with this process to take really thin coats, and you can take your time. So again, you're going to do one more layer of the activator. And this is after you shape them to your desired shape. The activator is what hardens it. And I know you already did one layer, but this is like what strengthens it the second time. Once you've drilled off some of the top layer, this repenetrates the product. And you can be very generous with activator. So I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. But I can show you what came with this set. So this again is not a sponsored video, but I just fell upon this company because they were the more affordable ones, and you kind of get more for what you pay. So the set that I ordered, I think was around $35, and then I ordered one extra. And they have 3 different sizes you can order. I ordered the smaller ones, but they upgraded me and gave me bigger ones, which I appreciate. So these are the 1 ounce ones. They have half ounces. So the half ounce is $8 per color. So it comes with, the kit comes with this little booklet of all their different shades, which is nice. Like I'm checking them off as I go, and all the different shades, mood changing, chromes, glow in the dark, sun changing, all the starter kits. So I ordered Fabulous in French, but there's all these different starter kits in the tools they provide for you to order. But they give you some really good instructions. So we are on step 9 because you already buffed, but this is really nice for your beginner like me to kind of get an idea. And they also have a YouTube that you can watch tutorials. But this was really nice to have, and any like troubleshooting concerns, you know, why things aren't working out. Again, I realized that for me, my powder is a little bit clumpy and uneven, but I did my base too thick on the last 2 coats, and I was conscious of that, but I wasn't trying to start over because I've had to do this a couple times to get what I wanted, and I'm just not in the mood. So we're going on to step 3, and they make it a point to say in the directions to, oh, this is on too tight. Okay. The directions say to get the shiny coat, the shiny finish. Your first coat, you do like very quick strokes, and then the second coat you can do a little bit slower, more concentrated, thicker strokes. So with that said, we're going to go in. This is the finishing gel. And I let mine sit for about 2 minutes. Okay, time for the final layer. This one, I still do a little bit of a thin coat, but I go a little bit slower and get all the edges and sides that I want to cover. And let that dry for 2 more minutes. Now, if I was a perfectionist, I would just have to remove these and redo them again. But like I said, I am not a perfectionist. It's not happening. And I was surprised that, but again, I think I was rushing for the sake of the video. But I had did these a couple days ago, and I did 2 coats of the Margot, which is the glitter, and then 1 coat of the dark pink. And then yesterday, I had broke a couple nails, and I was like, I need to do another layer. So I redid my right hand, and I saw that I liked it better with the 3 layers of Margot and the pink on top. And as you can see, it's really nice. It's still classy, but you have your glitter and your sparkle. I don't know if it's going to focus. And then, you know, it's funny because when I went to the nail salon, you know, I have shorter nails right now, which is fine and it's more functional. And I usually tend to get longer acrylics or just let them grow out before I cut them down. And the nail person like usually encourages me to keep them long. But again, you know, I'm maybe typing a lot, so I really didn't want them too long. But I always like the coffin shape or the almond shape, and they're like, oh, your nails aren't long enough. When I do them myself, I can get the similar shape, my tapered square / coffin on short nails. So it is, you know, money-wise, I would say I spend about roughly $40 for a nail visit to get acrylic with no ship. And their dip is about the same price. So I'm going to show you now. I get, in the set, the starter kit, we have these 4. This is the French manicure starter kit. So it's a French white, a light pink, which is here, which is it's called Scarlet, but the light pink and a dark pink. And these are very translucent. The first time I did my nails, I did just the dark pink, thinking it'll be a, just a darker neutral, but it's not. And I ordered one that is that. But I got these. I have my 3 liquids that are needed. I did order a chunky glitter that maybe I'll show one day. This is actually nice. It's they have fine glitters, and then they have like chunky ones like this. I did not do glitter this time, surprisingly, but I had my reasons. And then it also came with a dip gel thinner, so you can use that in the base coat and the top coat. If it gets a little too gunky, you can thin them out. I think you expose it to air. So they gave you a thinner. I think sometimes it comes with cuticle oil, but I like the fact that it came with a thinner. And I got me a little container for it. I have this kabuki brush with a makeup set. I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I use that for this. A lot of people like to use, I use the orange stick, to clean my, clean around. You can get one from the nail place. These are actually corn skewers from the grocery store that were like $1. So I got a whole pack of these in case, one goes MIA. I got another one. I also bought, for the takeoff purposes, Sally Beauty Supply. I got the largest bottle they had of the acetone. And I bought the foil sheets. You get 250 in a pack. And I get 4 out of like 1 sheet. So I split it in half and in half again. That's enough to cover my finger. I probably will still invest in the clips because I have a hard time wrapping my nails, but for now it works. I also, so I got my drill, and it comes with drill bits. I got it for like $15 off of Groupon. It's not the best, but it's pretty good for what it does. For my level of drilling, which is very, 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 very beginner, it gets me some sort of result that I can live with. And then I have bought this nail kit. I bought it, it came with these 2. I got it off of Amazon for a few dollars. And I like this cuticle pusher type style for my pedicures. But it came with this, but it kind of works out like this gets in the corner as well, both of these ends do. But I like this one. So when I'm doing takeoff and it's that last little bit, I can just kind of scrape it off. It's very, very handy. I suggest getting some nail tools as well. Well, this has been a time in quarantine. Thank you for joining me. I was able to do my nails while doing laundry, so it works out. Tag teaming my time so I can maintain this. I have more colors coming. So it's nice to know that I think moving forward, quarantine or not, because I'm not running to a salon to get my hair or my nails done, because, people up here acting like they can't go without, and it's like, I'm not about to be a part of that. But I can do my own nails. I have a good amount of manicures out of this. I will say powder gets everywhere. It's a little bit wasteful, so I do have some old tea towels that work great. I can fold them up. If I'm doing this every 2 weeks, I just throw them in the wash. It's ready for my next time. So thank you for joining me. Happy quarantine. I wish y'all the best. I hope things are going well for everybody. Until next time. Toodles.